He called me not good enough and kissed her the same night. I remember the words like knives sliding across my skin, and the image of him with her burned into my mind. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw every plate, every glass, every photo we'd taken into oblivion. But I didn't. I stayed silent. I let him believe I was broken. That night, he left my apartment thinking I'd cry myself to sleep. I didn't. I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the ceiling, heart hammering, mind racing. Rage and sadness collided, but I bottled them up, wrapped them around my chest, and whispered to myself, "Not today. Not ever." I couldn't let him see the storm he'd unleashed. The next morning, he kissed me goodbye, smiling as if nothing had happened. His arrogance made my blood boil, but I smiled back, small, polite, empty. He never suspected I had seen everything, his texts, his lies, his betrayal, and that smile of his, that smug little grin, would be the last comfort he ever felt. I started with me. I ran every morning, sweat stinging my eyes, lungs burning. I lifted weights until my arms trembled. I studied, I worked, I transformed. Every drop of effort was fuel, every aching muscle a reminder of his arrogance. Slowly, I rebuilt myself from the inside out. I wasn't just going to be good enough, I was going to be untouchable. People started noticing. Strangers smiled. Colleagues asked if I was doing something different. Even my mother's eyes shone when she looked at me. I walked taller, spoke louder, laughed harder. Every compliment, every glance was a silent arrow shot straight at him, a reminder that he had underestimated me. He tried to pull me back into his orbit. "You're glowing," he said one evening, voice soft, tentative. I smiled and kissed his cheek, pretending the words didn't sting. Inside, I was laughing. I had already left him behind. Every attempt he made to charm me, to control me, fell flat against the fortress I had built. Months passed. I traveled. I worked. I learned new skills. I became sharper, smarter, more magnetic. My energy changed the air around me. And he watched. Oh, he watched, thinking he could still influence the girl he had hurt so deeply. He had no idea I had already written the script for his downfall. The turning point came at a company event. I walked in, head high, hair shining under the soft golden lights. Conversations paused, eyes followed. His eyes met mine, wide and unsteady. He smiled nervously, trying to approach me, but I stepped past him, unaware of him for the first time in 2 years. That night, I left him behind in every possible way. Then came the day karma arrived. He had flaunted his arrogance at work, cheated openly, and lied to everyone around him. I didn't have to do anything. She, the other woman, found out the truth, and she did not whisper. She stormed into his office, shouting, revealing everything he had ever hidden, everything he had ever promised me and broken. His face turned pale. His colleagues stared. Phones were out, cameras were on. His lies unraveled before the world, and he couldn't stop them. By the time I heard about it, his reputation was shattered. His boss suspended him. Friends whispered behind his back. People he had trusted turned away. He called me, begging, apologizing, but I didn't answer. He had had 2 years to see me crumble. Instead, I had grown into something he could never touch. Months later, I ran into him in a cafe. He looked smaller somehow, shrunken by embarrassment and regret. His hands shook as he reached out, his voice faltering. "Can we talk?" he asked. I didn't flinch. I didn't even raise an eyebrow. I just sipped my coffee, smiling faintly to myself, savoring the calm that came from knowing he had lost everything that truly mattered. "You were amazing," he whispered, desperation in his tone. "I never knew." I cut him off with a small shake of my head. "You knew," I said simply, "and you chose her, and you chose to destroy what you had." My voice was calm, soft, unshakable. He swallowed hard. His pride, once towering, lay in ruins before me. Why didn't you ever say anything?" I leaned back, letting the sunlight catch my hair. "Because I wanted to see what would happen when you thought I was powerless." My eyes held his like a mirror. His ego, the thing he worshipped, cracked under the weight of its own arrogance. I walked away then, lighter than I had been in years. I didn't need to gloat. I didn't need revenge. He had already built his own collapse. Every step I took felt like air filling my lungs after drowning. The girl I had been, the one he told was not good enough, was gone. In her place stood someone unshakable, untouchable, unstoppable. And sometimes, late at night, when the world is quiet, I think of him. I think of the panic in his eyes when the truth came out. I think of the way his ego crumbled like glass. And I smile. Because karma doesn't always need fire. Sometimes it just needs silence. And sometimes the universe is a better teacher than anyone could ever be. I moved into my own apartment with a view of the city skyline. My mornings are filled with running past the river, my heart steady, my mind sharp. I no longer chase approval. I no longer mourn what was lost. I am free. I am powerful. And the man who once called me not good enough now lives in a world shaped by the very mistakes he made. The world noticed me first. The universe delivered the consequences to him. And I got to keep myself unbroken, radiant, and untouchable. Every morning, I lace my running shoes, step outside, and feel the wind on my face like a promise. The girl who was not good enough is gone, and she will never return.